Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dimas Adityo. I am from 3 SECR. And right now I want to explain about my project Sarjana Muda 1 proposal slide. And my project name is Tempat Gawe, rent a space for your office and co-working needs. Okay, for the starter or the introduction of our project is, in today's era, the office is very useful for a company to carry out work activities for its employees and staff. However, in today's era, finding a land is a difficult thing to do, starting from the availability of land prices to the location of the land itself, are things that must be considered before building an office. Therefore, there is an office and co-working space rental service that can be rented by business people to make success their business activities. And for the problem background, after I look about the current situation or existing system of the office space rental, I look about office space for rent is very much sought after by new entrepreneurs. In general, a company does need office space, not only for large companies. Companies that are still pioneering are also required to have office space. This office space for rent is very useful for carrying out all work activities. With the office space, coordination between teams is also easier. However, when it's your first time building a business, you may be confused about finding an office space for rent. Some office space for rent has a very expensive price. Even if there are cheap ones, the location is less favorable. And after I look the problem background and also the current existing system, I propose a solution for it. And then from the problem statement that has been stated before, I propose a solution that can help solve the problem. First is, I want to create an application that make it easier for users to find office space and co-working space. Second, I want to create an application that can sort prices so that they can fit within the user's budget. And the last is, create an application that can sort the location according to the user's choice. And for the objective of the project or of my application, the objective is, first, I want to investigate current limitation of existing office space renting system. Second is to develop mobile-based application of office space renting system with the proposed solution that has been stated before. Third is to evaluate the mobile-based application for office space renting system. And for the scope of the project or the limitation of this project, I set to four points. The first is the location of office space is limited into state of Jakarta area only, or Jakarta, Indonesia. It is not covering the whole country since it is only concept or prototype of the application. Second is, this application is useful for users who need an office and co-working space and can choose according to the user preference. Third is, this application only display existing office space to be offered to users. Since I'm not a owner of the office space, so I only show to the users that there are office space that can be rented to them. So I only show it to them, not rented to them. And the last is, this mobile application only developed for Android only. So in this prototype, since I developed in Flutter, so it only people only can try or use the application in Android. So in iOS, iPhone, iPad, people can try it, but maybe in the next hour it can out in iOS version. So for the project development, there are four main points in this application. First is software. The software that I use to help me in this project development is First is Android Studio, and the second is Atom. I use Atom for the text editor to me write the code of the application. Second is hardware. Since I develop an application of Android-based application, so the hardware is Android-based smartphone lah. And the third is technology technique. For the technology technique, it's I use Flutter for the language of the application, and for the database I use Firebase from Google to do the database of the application. And the fourth is network element. Network element is the connection between front end and back end. And the fifth is the security element. The security element of this application would be, first is authentication in the login and sign up of the users. And the second is there's an OTP code for the user when they try to complete the payment when use the application. Okay, I think that's all from me for the explanation of my PSM proposal video. Thank you, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.